a few weeks ago, we refreshed our bathrooms with kind of a minor just replacement of some mirrors and a little bit of paint. And we thought we could probably do something that is also kind of a low expense refresh of the living room to really just kind of dress it up and make it a little bit more cozy. So today I'm painting. You can see that I had Chris patch the wall behind me already. My goal today is to get 2 of the 4 walls painted. 2 of the walls in this room are a little bit more complicated, and I ran a 10-mile race this morning, and I just don't have it in me to paint the entire room today, nor do I have it in me to paint the more complicated walls. So today, my goal is this very large, just kind of blank wall with not a lot of detail, and the wall across from me, which is very similar. So 2 large walls, but 2 pretty easy walls to paint, and that's my goal for today, and the rest I'll take care of tomorrow. And then after that, hopefully on Monday, if we've got time, because it is Memorial Day weekend, so we've got a 3-day weekend, my goal is for Chris to start putting up the acoustic panels, because we'll actually be putting acoustic panels all along this wall. They won't go all the way down to the floor. They'll go about like a couple feet above the floor, but they'll go ceiling all the way down and then wall to wall. So you might think it's a little bit weird for me to paint this wall in preparation for that if we're going to cover it with acoustic panels. However, the acoustic panels have like a really dark gray, maybe kind of black felt behind them, and we're painting this room a very, very dark gray. And our building is about 100 years, well, it's like a little over 100 years old now. It was built in 1924. Even though our condos were, like the building was converted into condos in the early 2000s, it was built in 1924. So I can't guarantee that this wall is completely square and that the ceiling is completely square. So just in case we have to do any kind of cheating, I want to make sure that the wall is really dark, and anything that if there are any gaps at all, they're blending in and they're not this light color that might shine through. So that is the goal for today, and then hopefully even this weekend getting that done. And then we've got some new furniture on the way that we'll be adding, and we'll show you the big reveal at the end of the video. Okay, so I am officially ready to paint. I have removed the switch and outlet covers. I've covered some things in towels. There even were some pictures hanging over here on this end. I took those down. Because we are putting up the acoustic panels, I didn't worry about patching any small holes. We only patched kind of the massive holes. We had some big shelves hanging here, or some heavy duty shelves that were holding like wine bottles. They were like really anchored in there. I did want to go ahead and cover those holes. But I was able to move this furniture so I can be ready to paint. I'm starting down here in this corner. I've mentioned it in our bathroom vlog when I painted and everything in there, but when you are painting, you should cut in on one wall, and then roll that wall, and then cut in on another wall. And it's also really good to go opposite walls. So like I'm gonna do this wall, the wall across from it, then I'll do here, and then the wall across. And that just helps like with coverage. It helps you not have to do as many coats. And it, I don't know, it stretches your paint longer, I guess. So that's typically how I paint. So I'm gonna be spending a little bit of time here just cutting in. It's gonna take a while. So I'll definitely speed up the footage for you so it doesn't take nearly as long. This wall all cut in, and I'm ready to roll. So ready to roll. 2 more ways than one. So I'm going to start rolling now. That actually honestly didn't take me too terribly long. It is a very large wall. I think on the ceiling part, I don't know if I can get it to go up there a little bit. There we go. On the ceiling part, I think I will have a little bit of touch up that I need to do. But honestly, like around the baseboard looks really good. And then the corners, the way that it will work is then when I paint, oh my gosh, I'm like, I would be a terrible weatherman. When I paint that wall there, I'll actually end up going over it a second time. And then same thing over here with this corner, like when I paint the other wall, I'll actually end up going over the corners a second time. So that's the value of cutting in like one wall at a time, is like you have an opportunity to go over it without having to do like a full second coat, or like even just go and touch up. So once I roll, I'll actually probably just like go along with a ladder and like touch just the very top just make sure I kind of got everything at the ceiling. I'm less concerned about this wall since we are putting the acoustic panels. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. But you know, I don't know. I'm still a perfectionist and I still like to do things that way. So we'll see how I feel though. After I get them rolling, I might be kind of tired and still have one more wall to do. But the good news is this wall over here, the really good news with this one is it doesn't have corners. Like it's an edge here and it's an edge over here because there's this like little nook. You can't really see it, but there's like a nook back here that's like because of the window. It's just the way that condos are built sometimes. So actually, I only have to do like the top at the ceiling and at the baseboard and then roll. So that wall actually should go pretty quickly. Finished this wall. I already love it. It looks so good. So really pleased. Now I know that this wall is technically going to have all of the paneling and everything, so it's going to look a little different, but I really love it. And I am ready to start this wall. I do need to take that register down, but I'm going to wait till I actually get up there with a ladder. I took the mirror off the wall. I'm going to just paint around the brackets because that mirror is, you know, going to stay. And then took all the outlets and switches off, except for over here, the litter robot is plugged into that one over there in the corner over by Gertie. And I am not going to take that off until like when I get over to that area and actually need to like start rolling in that section. Then I will take that one off because I'll just probably unplug the litter robot long enough to like paint around it and then kind of plug it right back in. Two walls done. Super excited. Looks really nice. The room is a mess. So I am a little later than I was hoping. I'm about 10 minutes behind schedule. So I'm going to put stuff away, get myself as much prepared for tomorrow. Chris just got home. So there's probably a few things we'll do tonight to just get like prepped for tomorrow. I'm gonna have him help me move like the heavy stuff that I moved today. We might move some other stuff out of the way so I can get started on the other walls tomorrow. But basically what I have left, hold on, I'll show you. Okay, pay no mind to how messy it is, but basically what I have left is this pillar kind of here, underneath the island, and then behind this cabinet here. Still have to paint that, but I got this wall all done and it looks so nice. And then tomorrow I will also work on this. It looks like it's painted. It's not. It's still light. Around the windows and inside the windows. So that actually will take a bulk of my day tomorrow, is that whole section. There is also, and I don't know if I can show you. This is the little like nook thing I was talking about that is going to be kind of awkward to paint. I know when Chris painted in here originally, when we first painted, and I know that was not an easy place to do. So that will be a lot of fun tomorrow. But basically this is going to be my focus tomorrow. And then the like little wall over here, like this little kind of section here. And then we'll be done with painting. Yay. Good morning. I know it has been mere seconds for you, but for me, it's been a whole day or a whole night. So picking things back up today, I'm going to be doing the more difficult mirror wall today, and then also the wall kind of around the kitchen area. So that was going to take a pretty good part of my day, but I'm excited to get started. Not sure when we're going to do the acoustic panels. Obviously in the video, it will be very quick for you. We'll just get right to it. Hoping that we can maybe get to that tomorrow, or if not, Chris may work on it on Tuesday when I am at work. But today, we're back to painting. most of this wall done. I still need to do inside the windows. I think I'm gonna have a lot of touch up in the corners. There's just so many crevices where I have to go over the brush. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of touch up. I'm having a little bit of trouble because the sun is like kind of blocking my view. So I'm actually going to move on to this wall and try to work on this one over here that lines up with the kitchen. And then come back to this one, let it kind of dry a bit, see if I can kind of see a little bit better maybe in an hour or so, and touch it up. I will probably do this wall, then inside the windows, and then do my touch up here. I am behind schedule. I do have to stop. I have a hard stop at 4 o'clock today. So I'm really hoping I can get it all done today. Actually get everything technically done yesterday. I did want to go around today. I'm going to just kind of check everything and make sure there's nowhere that I need to really touch up. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of painting today because I decided that I think it would be better to go ahead and paint this the darker color. I originally had planned on leaving this and then this one over here behind me right here, this like lighter color. So it's like technically part of the kitchen here. But I actually feel like it will look better if it's dark. So I wanted to wait and ask Chris about it, and he was in agreement. So we are going to paint this one, and then I'm also going to paint this one. So I'm going to do that today, and then go around and basically just touch up everywhere, or anywhere rather, that actually like needs it. Anywhere that, might have gotten a little bit splotchy. Now that it's all dried and everything, this is a good time to kind of see that stuff. I do think that looks much better. I'm gonna go into the kitchen and show the view from there because I think that's where it makes the most difference. Okay, so you can see here, like, I just think it I don't know, it looks more like that belongs in there. The only thing that gets me a little bit is I kind of want to do this little piece right here, but then I feel like that's a slippery slope, and then I'll just start painting the whole house this color. So I think I have to stop somewhere. So I'm gonna draw the line now, head here. But I do think that it looks better having having this kind of framed in the darker colors. So now I'm just going to go around and touch up anywhere that needs it, and then put the paint stuff away. And that will be it for today. And then Chris will be picking up to do the acoustic panels later this week. And we also have some new furniture we're putting in and independent lights. So we've got a few more things still left to do, but the painting is basically done. Last you saw of me, I was in here painting. That is done now. It is the following weekend, and today we are doing the acoustic panel wall. So we're looking at that right now. We also had a furniture delivery this week. So we're gonna be putting together, after the acoustic wall, putting together all the furniture and getting the room finished up. First panel up.
Is it gonna be too low?
Too low?
Is it gonna be like...
Well, that's what I'm worried about. We should test the overall levelness. Okay, Chris has 2 panels started. Chris is gonna I think he's gonna do like a 2x2 set here, and I think go across the top for me. I'm gonna struggle a little bit with the height. Our ladder isn't necessarily tall enough for me to be able to really have good control with the drill up too high above my head. So I think if he does the top row, I'll be able to come in and kind of finish it. So we'll tag team it so he can get started on the Ikea furniture. But it's looking good, and I'm excited. I did want to talk a little bit about these. So this is the panels. What are they called? Sonolok. They are from Costco. We got them at Costco. We actually just obviously had them delivered because we can't lug 9 boxes home, without a car. So we had them delivered, but we got them from Costco. Basically what we're doing is just a little bit of construction adhesive kind of along the felt, and then Chris is putting about 5 screws in per piece. What is interesting living in a condo in downtown Chicago, at least our condo, our walls are 3 layers thick of drywall. So it's like really, really thick drywall. So the screws are going just into drywall. They're not weight bearing, so I think we'll be okay. And we will have a few things that we're anchoring in all the way through the drywall with really long screws once we put like the furniture up and everything. So I think we'll be okay with all of that. But that is why we're doing the construction adhesive, just as like an extra kind of protection. It actually just has you using the screws that it came with, as a recommendation. So it does come with that, and it also comes with these little screw covers. So once you get the screws in there, they are black and they're like flat heads. They're kind of like camouflaging with the black felt anyway, but then you've got these little felt covers you can put on top of the screws. So we'll go in and do that when we're done, just to kind of like finish it off and make sure it looks nice. Sorry, the other thing I wanted to mention it comes with is the little end pieces. Because we're going wall to wall, we're not going to need to use that, but it does come with like both right side and left side end pieces. So if you were not going wall to wall, you could finish it off and it looks really complete and kind of framed out. So we have the first box of 4 done. As Chris finishes a box, he's going in and putting in the like felt top. So he's just gonna go in and like tighten. Do you want me to do that? I have smaller hands.
Yeah, I think that you're gonna have to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I may. I'll pop up there and do that in a second. I did want to point out that Chris said, but by panel, he's been doing 5 screws. It works best if you do the 1 screw in the middle of the panel and then do kind of a screw sort of toward each corner. And he's been taking it basically like a couple rows in and then about equal distance up for the corners. So not like so far to the corner that you're on the edge, but like, you're getting a good kind of like spacing for the whole kind of panel.
The instructions recommend 5 it.
That's what the instructions said?
It works out.
So the instructions actually have you doing like 4, as you can see, but we are also doing 1 in the middle too, just kind of as an extra. But actually, if you put the 1 in the middle in, it kind of holds it in place for you to do the other 4. So it makes it kind of easier. Progress. I unfortunately am very disappointed in myself, but I cannot hang these panels completely by myself. I am not able to get like the first screw in because I'm not like strong enough to hold the panel in place and also screw it in. So Chris is having to do at least the first screw and then I can do the rest of them, but it's not terribly efficient from a timing perspective because Chris has to keep getting up every few seconds to like help me screw in a panel. So I think here in a moment, he's putting together the base cabinet for like what we're calling like our liquor cabinet, but it's like the one over here that'll have like our like glassware and stuff in it. He's putting together that cabinet right now, and I'm gonna take a pause and I think start working on the panels a little bit more. I can go in and add like tighten up the screws and add like the little felt covers and all that kind of stuff, and then I'm gonna start gathering boxes to take down to recycling, because we're starting to pile up a lot of boxes. And collect those. So I'm like, I'm just trying to start getting stuff out of here to like clear it out to make way for all of the other things that he still has to put together. Because there's what did we decide? 4 total base cabinets if you include the media center cabinet, and then there's like 3 upper cabinets on top of the base cabinets. So it's a lot. It's a lot to put together. So making headway, slowly but surely. Because Chris is amazing, he was able to, with a handsaw, cut around for the outlet and also for the cable here. It looks really amazing. It is going to be hidden behind a cabinet, so it is not that big of a deal, but I think you did a beautiful job. Thank you. Yeah.
I need one more screw.
Oh. Okay, we have completed the panel wall. I think it looks really nice. Chris is actually still working on just one cabinet. These are kind of more complex, I feel like, than I realized.
They're pretty simple. I think you just don't ever...
Well, they're taking you a long time. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
That's because I had to do your job.
Well, that is true. I did finally get to where I could do the panels by myself. So... but they look really good. I'm super pleased. I'm going to try to stand back so you can see them at a distance. No, it's okay. It's weird. They do like an optical illusion thing on the camera. So it's like really strange looking. But they look great. We did not do the very lower portion. That was intentional because, a few reasons. One is... we're ultimately going to be getting new floors and new baseboards, and they'll be bigger than these baseboards. So I didn't want to have to like redo anything. And 2, this is mostly going to be covered by cabinets. So, sorry, I'm trying to get a good angle. This is mostly going to be covered by cabinets, so you're really not going to see much of like the lower portion. But I think Chris did a wonderful job cutting around the outlets where needed, and it looks really good. I'm super pleased. We are definitely not making great time on everything, so we're going to figure that out. But I do think that actually the cabinet you're building right now is the most, like, you know what I mean, because it has like the drawers and like it seems like it has the most pieces and parts, so hopefully the other ones won't be quite as difficult to get together. But I think we're actually probably going to I'm going to go grab some dinner here in a minute, and we'll at some point have to figure out where we cut it off for tonight and probably pick it back up tomorrow to finish the rest of the furniture. So we have all of the furniture put together here. We were able to install the lights. Got those installed last night. We have a set of 2 there, a set of 2 here, and then in this cabinet we actually had some puck lights already. So we actually just used those. They had like a white. I see our tape is peeling. Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna have to fix that. We had like white wiring, and so we got like some black heat shrink, and then we tried to like tape it up there, but it's peeling away, which is not good, so I have to take a look at that. But I think that looks really nice when the lights are on. So everything is all put together in here. What I'm gonna do now is clean it. So I'm gonna just take some Pledge and like kind of clean the surfaces, and then clean the window, the glass, not window, but the glass in the doors, so we can start putting stuff in. Another thing I did is I I got some like black felt shelf liner, and I lined these with the black felt because we're going to be putting these like kind of bins of stuff in here, and I wanted to be able to slide it without kind of like damaging the shelf. So I lined those, and I also lined these over here as well. Even though this is going to have games, this is the thing to turn the lights on, so you can see what it looks like with the lights on there. But we're going to actually mount this, so it'll be kind of easy to access, but haven't done that yet. But lined these as well, even though this is going to have like games and stuff, but I just felt like it would kind of protect the shelves so that they wouldn't get damaged. And that was super easy to do. Just a little bit of adhesive on the back, and they feel really nice. To wash a lot of it, but this was like all of the glassware that was like inside our kind of like little liquor cabinet thing here, and also on the floating shelves that we took down, and then some. I was able to fit like glassware from the cabinet as well. I know it's really full, and probably most people wouldn't fill it this full, but I wanted it to actually be practical. So I've got like kind of like all like cocktail style glasses here. I do have a French wine glass there. Kind of coming all the way across, got 2 different sizes of coupes. And then when you scroll over here, there are champagne flutes, a Nick and Nora, and then some sifter glasses. I have my goblets here. I have a different collection of kind of like various kind of goblets. These are blown glass, we always call them like margarita glasses, but I will tell you right now, if you drink a margarita out of one of these glasses, you won't be walking afterwards. It's a very big glass, but that is what we bought them for. But they're really pretty, so we leave them in here. So they're kind of goblety, so I put them next to the goblets. And then these are actually wine glasses that I don't really use anymore, but they're really pretty, and they have kind of like this color. I have purple and black, and I think they're lovely. So those have been in the cabinet kind of hiding, and so I'm able to put them out on display. And then I have kind of these glasses here, which I think go nicely with this kind of green glass bottle. So I put those back there. Then moving down, we've got kind of our tea. So I have for some reason that escaped me what that is called, a tea pitcher, kettle. My goodness gracious, I couldn't remember what it's called. And then little teacups here. I do have a couple of little kind of teacups that I've gotten from various places that are kind of on saucers. So I just have 2 of those. And then I have another little tea kettle that I got from a friend who brought that back from China. Some stemless wine glasses, our kind of Steins or Rookwood mugs. We really like Rookwood pottery, so I have 4 Rookwood pottery mugs here that I've kind of started collecting. And then moving on kind of with the mug style, we have copper mugs. We have our Disney mugs that we got from our fantasy cruise back here. We also have tiki mugs. I wasn't really sure where to put our Castle and Key glasses, but I do think these are really lovely, and so I think this is a nice place. And then we kind of have a bunch of little shot glasses, and then these are like little cordial kind of glasses, but they go nicely with the shot glasses. They have like a really heavy base. They're kind of fun. So I put those in there. Again, they've been hiding in the cabinet, so I was able to get them out to put them on display. Okay, I'm excited to show you the finished product of the living room. There are still a couple things we need to do. I'll show you that. We have a gallery wall that we have not started yet that we're going to be doing. That's kind of like the next phase of this project. And then one of the cabinets we still need to finish filling out, like the stuff inside of it. But other than that, it's done. And I'm so excited to show you the finished product. I'll just close out this video with some like before and after photos or videos of the room so you can see both as we close it out. But thank you for coming along the journey of our living room refresh. Hope you did enjoy this video. And if you did, please be sure to subscribe and follow along. We'd love to have you follow us in our Chicago journey.